you got a bunch of motherfuckers like, man, fuck that nigga. So, like, what do you feel? Like, do you feel like in all around what he doing is good or bad?
Charleston White reminds me of my great grandfather, the elderly ones who stood for something and was gonna make you stand for something whether you wanted to or not. Like
Right.
you gonna share these peas. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The old man off New Jack City who shot Nino.
Mm-hmm.
The man who shot Lil J Rock in the back was still in his radio, Willie Manchester.
Right.
Furious Styles off Boys in the Hood. These are people who, when I look at and what he's saying, reflective of them. And we don't have them no more. So that's why it's such a loud voice kind of drowning him often, saying, man, who that nigga be disrespectful. He be talking about the dead and he be like he care about the living more than the dead, you know what I mean? And
Right.
somebody saying be accountable. So when you say is he a help or a hindrance, I know he was just having some words back and forth with T.I. and Boosie. And
Mm-hmm.
Tip, I think about Tip's song. If you don't like what I'm saying, man, Buck Swain, when you see me, we can throw them hands, sucker. And
Yeah.
I think about Boosie's song. You want to talk shit, you want to run your mouth, you want some gangsters front your motherfucking house. Who are these two prominent black men talking to? They talking to other black men.
Right.
So how do you not say something to them? And then another thing, the judge is never as loud as Charleston White, and they just hit the gavel and put us away for years. And ain't nobody broke nobody out of jail, whooped no judge or prosecutor or nothing. So it puzzles me to see black people, young black people too, get on those posts and be like, man, he tripping, he disrespectful, we gonna get he the ops, and he whoop whoop, he a police caller, and whoop. My grandma gonna call the police on you. And if you got a problem with
Mm-hmm.
my grandma, you got a problem with me. You did what I'm saying?
Right.
All right. So the topic of conversation is: has Charleston White, in your perspective, has his truths, has his talking points, have they helped us or hurt us as far as the black community? Who want to go first?
Go ahead, Smith.
Go ahead, Smith.
My mic was muted. Man,
Yeah.
hey, dog. Charleston White a motherfucker, dog. You gotta either love him or hate him. You gotta love him or hate him. I like him, but he ain't consistent.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I like him because he'll, man, for a whole week or so, he'll hit you with some good shit, man. If you listen to what he's saying, it makes sense. It really does. Even if he tearing into us, he can be tearing into the black man, tearing into the black, but it makes sense. But then he'll flip around, he'll do some stupid shit. So it'd be hard to just like I get it. I mean, he's human. Everybody's human.
Yeah.
But you gotta just distinguish the good shit he got going on from the ignorant shit he got going on. One day he telling you some good Malcolm X shit, dog. And I mean, if you listen to it and register, it makes so much sense. And
Mm-hmm.
then, the next week he talking about fucking over his wife and got his gun, talking about he gon' I'm gonna shoot that little. I'm like, dog, I can't take you serious, but your shit makes sense. But I can't take you serious. Like he had that boxing match with the whole boy in it.
He whooped his ass.
God
He whooped
damn.
his ass.
Dude, that if you gonna call that boxing, Rock, you gonna call that boxing?
Nah, it ain't
I
boxing, but he whooped his ass
I
though.
know, yeah, he did. He
Yeah.
he, he slapped him around with
Yeah,
that,
you
that,
ain't
that
supposed to
slap
let a
punch.
white dude that young ain't supposed to let no nigga like that whoop your
It was hilarious. But
ass.
that man, that's my take on him, dog. I like him. I like him when he I can't say sober because I don't know what the dude is, but when he speaks,
Yeah,
when he has something on his heart, somebody pissed him off, whatever, boy speaks truth. But like I said, he got to be tripolar because he'll turn around and he yeah, that shit.
I got you.
But I
So
like it.
I'm gonna jump in the middle. This my thoughts on him. I consider him an ingenious genius.
That's I like that.
Um,
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
Yeah, he's an ingenious genius because I don't I could safely assume that he didn't know how great he was. I don't think he knew how much power he had, right? I
And
watched
at
the
the
movie
same point, I
again
don't
and
mean to cut you off, but the
yeah.
boy has been in politics like for real.
Yeah, I mean, he been in community service for the longest. He wasn't necessarily in politics
Well,
forever, but he was in politics by way of community service.
yeah,
And I want to say that out of respect for the people who actually wear those badges. But that still doesn't mean nothing because being involved in politics through community services, they tend to do more for us than the people who are actually politicians.
right.
But uh, he he reminds me a little bit. Only I was never bold enough to get on camera and spew those sentiments. I just did it kind of through my music. And I definitely when I spoke to the youth, you know what I'm saying? Because anybody know me did I've done a lot of community service over the years. Um, that's how I was with people, at least with men. That's how I was raised. I mean, my grandfather, two-time war veteran associated with the Black Panthers. My daddy was a preacher. He come from 100 years of preaching. So it was a very disciplined environment. And even though I grew up with my mom some years too, even though she was a single mom for a long time, she still had a level of discipline that was required. And so I grew up in an environment where there was no excuse to be lack of a man. I grew up in an environment where there was no excuse to make bad decisions. Now we human, we gonna make them, but the goal in being hard on us to a certain degree is to make sure we minimize the amount of mistakes that we
Yeah.
make. You see what I'm saying? And so um I think I don't think he's helped us, but I know he haven't hurt it.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say that is because I'm basing my perspective or my answer to that on the results, right? And the
Mhm.
truth of the matter is, if Martin Luther King came back tomorrow, he wouldn't be able to convince a bunch of these motherfuckers to get right, bro. If Martin came back, if Malcolm came back, if Marcus Garvey came back, if Kunta Kinte came back,
With
they
both his
could
legs.
they could not get to these some of these YNC. They're gone, bro. They're in my mind, they're gone. We have to start over.
Yeah.
Start from fresh. Me and King have agreed on numerous times. We're not trying to save no broken men. I'm no. Give me some that are on the verge. Give me some that are still impressionable. I don't want no grown ass or no nigga that think he grown that's already lost and his mama done taught him don't listen to a man. I don't want to have no dealings with him. You know what I'm saying? And so
That's a big issue, man. Because
yeah,
I taught for 16 years,
yep,
and man, it's the school system is so lost because of that, because of those parents,
yeah.
and mostly, I hate to say it, but mostly it's the one parent household.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, I don't want to, I ain't gonna spew it out there, but it's the one
shit.
parent
Mama's house,
household,
boy, we go
We
viral for
talking.
saying
We
shit.
talking over here.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and
We
it's that.
Pull up a chair. Pull up a chair off the bed.
mama might come in and cuss all us out. Don't give a damn about who here.
And that's the thing. That is the thing.
Shit.
So when they get to that schoolhouse, but you have that one parent, it used to be like, you got in trouble, and moms was like,
Yeah,
"What
yeah,
did
yeah,
you
yeah,
do?
yeah,
What did you do?"
yeah. Exactly.
But now in this era, man, it's what did that teacher do,
Yeah, exactly.
or
Right.
what did
Hmm.
that principal do, or what did that
Yeah,
principal not do, instead of siding with the ones that's actually teaching
got you.
your
Okay.
child. So
Yeah, sure.
you developing
Yeah, we understand that education system. We got
that
its
little
pros and
young
cons.
that YN thing, and from there, because you got to realize, man, in school in school is where you learn everything. You don't learn most of your stuff at home.
Yeah.
You learn
But we don't
small
want to sway
discipline
out the
things.
topic either. So we kind of go with let's focus on
Oh,
Charleston White
my
though.
bad,
Now
cause
you
I
good, you good.
man,
We
we can go
all
back to
do it. We
Charleston
all
White.
do it.
We go
We
back to
all do
Charleston
it.
White, man. You get me to
Yeah.
Yeah,
start talking, man. I won't stop.
yeah. Your point definitely proven on that school thing. And I'll just interject my opinion. Rock, you still
Yeah.
going, right? Yeah, you landing your plane.
Now y'all landing my plane. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, my aspect's pretty much closest to. It's like right there on both of y'all's. You know, like
Mhm.
when Smith said he ain't consistent. I'm right there with you on the consistency part, like because I see how powerful he is and what he can make an impact doing. I
Yeah.
respect it. You know, me and Rock, we both done grassroots in the streets, mentorship, you know, marching, all that kind of stuff. So we come from that world, and I get it. And most of the street soldiers are the better politicians that are real doing the real politics, the
Yeah.
real street table. I mean, kitchen table politics that Black folks need. But Charleston White, I'm in the same. I was gonna say the word neutrality, but nah,
Yeah.
I feel like same way. Like he ain't hurt the Black community.
At
Mm-mm.
And
all.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's definitely progressed the Black
Yeah.
community because even when I'm hearing you, Mr. Smith, saying what he's saying, the good part of it is like that's stuff that we've been knowing.
Yeah.
It's just
Mhm.
more so we got a voice for us to say it out loud to be like, yeah, I've been saying, yep,
Yep.
I've been saying it, and here we are. But we still, like you said, we was just talking. Me and Rock was talking a few weeks back about, man, if Malcolm X came back, he'd be called a coon, or he'd be called a Trump supporter, a white supremacy supporter, a MAGA. He would be called a MAGA supporter.
Ooh.
X would be called MAGA supporter
Yeah.
if he
Yep.
came back. That's how far gone
We are. Yeah.
are, bro. Up is
Yeah.
down, left is right.
Oh yeah.
The sun is the moon is the sun. Um, nothing's makes sense when you talk. Nothing, especially if you're a rational, strong Black male, and just saying common sense shit. And
Right. But you know,
so
common sense say so common.
it's so late. It's so late. It's so late. You on mute, my rock.
Yeah, the single parent, I don't need a man household has deafening this young generation ears. They're
Yeah,
deaf.
yeah. Oh
They're
yeah,
deaf.
yeah.
Because if you got a woman that was taught you don't need a man, then they grow up and they have kids. They teaching their kids that they don't have to respect a man. Then they grow up. You basically have created two to three, I'll say at least 2 to 3 generations of Black people that have no respect for men, Black men. They don't want to listen to a man, which in turns means that it's going to flood into other levels where men exist, including men of authority, the cops, the coaches, the neighbors, the uncles. You know what I'm saying? Hell, the daddies. You know what I mean? I feel sorry for some guys who relationships didn't work out, and because of that, and the man might have moved on, got him a wife or a woman or whatever, that mother then teaches the child to hate the daddy simply because he didn't want to deal with her no more. It didn't work out with her. And we all know who's the most impressionable, a child. Who impresses the child the most if the daddy's not there? The mama. They gonna do what they gonna pick up whatever the mama feeding them. You know what I'm
Everything.
saying? Everything.
Everything.
Time.
But then you
You know?
have a Charleston White is coming in. He's addressing that issue.
Yeah.
And if
Mhm.
he don't address the issue like
Yeah.
they want him to address the issue, then they're
Yeah.
going to combat what he's saying. So
Yeah.
now you got this combative
Yeah. And they
household that
sensitive.
his kid sees.
We getting that from grown men.
Yeah.
We
So,
getting that
yeah,
from grown men
exactly.
talking about simple politics, simple critical thinking, and we getting combated as if we hate Black folks now.
Yep.
Instead of just listening. Man, if you can just a wise or wild who sat on the oak. The more he sat, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. And nobody don't be like that wise old bird. Nobody. But
Say
all you gotta
bars.
do is listen.
That's
So you talk, I'm
Bars.
gonna listen to you. And I may not agree with you, but whatever you say, I'm gonna take it in.
I'm gonna take it
It's
in.
just like this good and evil stuff. Like
Yeah,
sometimes I'll be reading Abercrombie 777, or I'll read the Book of Set, and then
yeah,
people like, oh man, you read that stuff, yeah, you are evil, you did. How am I supposed to defeat my enemy
yeah,
Well, shit
if I
about
don't know my enemy?
exactly. And then you got to know how to live with your enemy.
yeah.
And that's the problem I have. We be wanting to combat the white man, and we ain't even got no power. We don't have the level of power that we need. The last time I checked, the US and Russia gonna get along.
Damn.
The last time I checked, China and Russia gonna get along, and vice versa, because they know they ain't nothing to play with, and they know they cannot bully each other.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? People forget Russia right in Alaska. I mean,
Yeah.
right next to Alaska.
Right
Want
there.
to know what's over there? Missiles waiting. Get out of line if you want,
Wait.
and vice versa. Like literally, it's 8 miles between Alaska and the Russian land. 8 miles. They got missiles just sitting there. America ain't gonna never get out of line with Russia. Russia ain't gonna never get out of line with America.
No.
They learn to live together. They might have disagreements. They might have some little riff-raffs, but they not directly coming at each other no more, because the playing field is pretty much equal. They can demolish each other. It's a lose-lose situation. And I think that's where I have a problem with black people, and that's one of the things that I do like about Charleston White, that he preaches to them. Like, y'all have bad conflict resolution skills, and two, y'all don't know how to fight fights. We're choosing the wrong fight, and like me and King talk about all the time, we still using 1970s plays in a 2025 league.
Yeah.
You can't use no 1960s ABA plays in no 2020
Yeah.
NBA.
There's people that,
You not gonna win. They
yeah,
shooting 35 threes a game.
there's people still thinking like a high face, a black face in a high space is still the play. And it's
Oh,
not. It's not the
Yeah,
play. That's played out. We about to see all this right now, you know?
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we're gonna go and segue into the next topic. We're gonna keep it a little politic.